and my wolf pack, it grew by one. So where there were two of us in the wolf pack. I was alone first in the pack, and then Doug joined in.
Well, guys, I'm back. I talked to the other half last night. I said maybe we shouldn't do this because I looked so bad yesterday. But, I decided got to man up, got to own what my picks were,
So
as
to
bad
recap,
as they
I got
were.
San Francisco over Seattle and New England over Denver.
Embarrassing as I looked on there, being so defiant in my
New
picks.
England. I always will pick Brady pretty much over everyone, and when it comes to Peyton Manning, every time. I'll pick Brady over Manning every time. I don't care who he's throwing to. I don't care if they called me and suited me up. I still pick Brady because that dude is amazing.
If you guys watch the end of the video, you saw how Sean said he couldn't wait till tonight to rip into me.
I hope you're so wrong, man.
Why?
I'm going to make you feel like
further
shit.
ado, here's Sean Long. How are you, man?
Mr. Crowley. All right, Kyle, you ready to get this over with?
Let's get it over with. I'm ready.
You're going to have to take this like a man after all your trash talk from last week.
Hey, I'm sorry that I went against the grain once in a while. I can't always be like the Siri of the sports world and just pick the number one seed each time.
Look, I get it. In your mind, these are bold predictions. In my mind, they might be bad predictions. Either way, I think you learned
Tomato.
You learned a tough lesson, so I'm not going to rub it in too much. I'm going to take the high road here. A lesser man would tell you how you're ridiculous, anti-Peyton Manning, and you went on some tirade about that. But hey, that all blew up in your face. I'm not going to bring that up. Let's just talk about the games, move on past it, and get down to the nitty-gritty.
I like that. No, because as we all know, you're probably going to look stupid come Super Bowl time, so you don't want to lay the foundation early. You want to make it look like you don't want to say anything, because I'm sure come Super Bowl time we're going to be picking different. But let's talk about
I kind of have a feeling that we are going to be going against each other in the Super Bowl pick, but let's go ahead.
So yesterday we start with the first game, New England at Denver. Obviously I picked New England to win. They didn't seem to come out of the locker room until midway through the fourth quarter, so of course I was wrong again. So all you guys that are Peyton Manning fans and Denver fans, you're probably sitting there at home wishing and hoping that I picked Denver to lose in the Super Bowl, because I've been wrong so far twice. I'm 0-2 picking Denver, but Denver looked good. I mean, they stopped Blunt cold. Blunt was able to do anything. The offense was in tune with everything they've been doing all year. They got over 400 yards in the total offense. New England really couldn't do anything at all. I think the game could have been a lot more out of hand than it was. Peyton Manning looked amazing. I was so wrong about that. What do you think, Sean?
Yeah, definitely. One of the things about the Broncos this weekend was that they had long, sustained drives.
Yeah.
And they didn't give the Patriots a ton of opportunities. I mean, the Patriots, normally they play good defense, they get the ball back, they make you pay. But it looked like over this weekend with Denver, they were sustaining drives, keeping the ball out of Brady's hands, and they weren't putting up a lot of touchdowns. But the fact that they were racking up the time of possession, they did end up kicking, I believe, 4 field goals. I mean, you're keeping the ball out of Brady's hands, and that's always a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, like you said about the time of possession, I think they had 2 drives back-to-back that were over, a quarter. If you were to put them all together, I mean, that's anytime. It's just like, whenever you're playing against a good quarterback, the best defense is a good offense. Just keep the other guy off the field. And when you're on the field for over a quarter in 2 drives alone, that's pretty awesome, especially when, in between that, Brady went 3 and out, or I think they might have got 1 first down. So their defense was on the field. New England's defense was on the field way too long for New England to have any chance in that.
Yeah, New England did not have an answer for Peyton Manning in that offense. Peyton has so many weapons. He can hurt you so many different ways. And also, the Bronco defense. I mean, they stood up, really gave New England a hard time, and how opposite could LeGarrette Blount look from the previous week to this week?
Yeah.
I mean, he was non-existent. I think he didn't even play in the second half. And, you know, the Denver defensive line, linebackers, everybody, they stepped up and made it difficult. New England could not run the ball.
Nope. And that was, if you go back and look, that was why I thought New England was going to win, because I thought their running game would be superior to Denver's. But I was wrong again about that one, like I was all weekend. So enough about that one. The most exciting, out of the two, it was definitely the San Francisco-Seattle game. It started off real quick and easy for San Francisco. They got the turnover on the first play of the game. They got up 10-0. They were leading pretty much the whole game, but they weren't able to hold on in the end. But what do you think about that game, Sean?
Yeah, pretty much I think that game went like we thought it was going to go. Obviously, we had different outcomes predicted, but we both thought it'd be a hard-fought, smash-mouth, basically low-scoring affair. Every yard's going to be hard-earned. What did shock me was in the first half was how many yards that Colin Kaepernick was racking up with his legs.
Oh, yeah.
Seattle did not have an answer for that in the first half, but I will credit Seattle coaching staff with coming out with their scheme in the second half to take away Kaepernick's running ability. So they made a nice adjustment there. Marshawn Lynch, beast mode. He did have that one big touchdown, and I think that run for Marshawn Lynch actually factored in to kind of sparking Seattle for the comeback.
I think it was, because I think that was the touchdown that put him up for good after that. And then Kaepernick just was a turnover machine there at the end of the fourth quarter. I don't know what he was thinking there, trying to throw a jump ball towards Richard Sherman. But that was a pretty sweet game. Again, I was wrong about that one. Picked San Francisco. I looked right for most of the game. San Francisco had a good lead, like you said. Kaepernick was running out of his mind in the first half. Seattle had some defense adjustments, made Kaepernick pass the ball, which was good. They got some fortunate calls, which one about the fumble ended up not meaning anything. Seattle fumbled on the next play anyway. But the non-roughing the kicker on the punt, I think that had a big difference in the game. I think that changed momentum, or helped momentum stay towards Seattle when San Francisco could have ran off some more clock. But I don't think it changed the game or the outcome at all, because there was still plenty of time after that. It was Kaepernick not being able to hold on to not being able to protect the ball at all. But so as a projection going into the game, it's the number one offense in Denver going against the number one defense in Seattle. It should be pretty exciting. We got 2 weeks to think about this one, Sean. But what's your early inclinations on this one?
Well, I'm not going to give away my pick just yet, but I'm going to say this. If I'm a Denver fan, I'm sitting back going, man, Peyton Manning distributing the ball all over the field, 32 of 43 this week, 400 yards, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to feel good about that. But on the other side, I'm thinking, you know what? Denver's not going up against a weak running team. I mean, Seattle will pound you and pound you and pound you. So I'm kind of thinking if that beast mode and that offensive line in Seattle can keep it close during the first half, they may just wear you out and get those big runs second half of the game, just kind of like what Marshawn did yesterday on that big touchdown run.
Yep, and fun little fact, you guys didn't watch the game. 2 years ago when New England won, or when the Giants beat New England, they won it in Indianapolis, when Peyton was there. So now Peyton's going back to Eli's land there in the Meadowlands, or the MetLife Stadium. So I think that's a pretty interesting little stat there. Maybe Peyton Manning can prove me wrong again. We'll see. Like I said, we got 2 weeks to talk about this one. I'm sure we'll talk about it again before the Pro Bowl this weekend. Maybe do a little Pro Bowl talk and a little rant from me about how much I'm pretty pissed off about all the changes with it. But yeah, man, for overall, it was a pretty sweet day of football yesterday. It's pretty entertaining. Is there anything else about the games you want to bring up, Sean, before we go?
No, I was just going to say, who's your game ball go to this weekend?
Ooh, game ball. Let's see. For New England, Denver, definitely got to go. I mean, you can't really go anyone other than Manning, but if you didn't go with Manning as a sidetracker, you almost got to give it to Wes Welker for taking out Aqib Talib on that sweet block. I mean, after that, that was their best corner, obviously, and freaking Demaryius Thomas just ripped apart Dennard. So, that's a little side ball, goes to him, goes to Wes Welker. For the other game, that's a tough. I mean, the other game was good both ways, but you got to go to beast mode just because, like you said, that changed all momentum. Once he got that touchdown, he was able to do whatever he wanted. They were able to sustain a couple drives after that. So, got to go, beast mode and Wes Welker for those. What do you think?
Yeah, I like where you're at with that. I'm going to go Peyton Manning, okay? I like that 32 of 43 for 400 yards. Pretty impressive.
Yep.
Everybody's going to take probably Marshawn Lynch or beast mode for Seattle. But you know what? I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to go non-ESPN favorite here. And I'm going to go Doug Baldwin. 69-yard kickoff return early in the third quarter. Definitely affected the momentum of the game. So a total of 3 kick returns for 109 yards. And he also caught 6 passes for 106 yards. So
yeah, that's a good pick.
That's my under-the-radar player of the weekend for Seattle.
He's going to need to do that again come Super Bowl Sunday, too, because Percy Harvin's going to probably be coming back, but I don't, I've heard a couple of my Denver friends they said they're worried about him, which I have no idea why. He's only played, I think, like 30 snaps this whole season, so even if he does come back, I don't think he's going to be that much of a factor, but Doug Baldwin definitely could be, I think he could fly under the radar again, so he's going to need to help out Russell Wilson and be their big play threat down the field, but all right, man. I'm glad. Hope you had a good Sunday. Hope you guys all had a good Sunday. So we'll get going here. Got to say, have fun. Go Lions.
Go Skins.
Yeah, buddy. Have a good one, guys.